Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Servant Leadership. I am so happy you're in this class. My name is Dr. Deidre Wood. My cat Stella usually features somewhere behind me in the videos, so be prepared for that. And I am so glad you are on your Maya journey and that you are taking this course. I think you will really enjoy it. I just wanted to go over a few things before we get started so that you know right off the bat and you're preparing for them. You are going to be interviewing someone for your week 4 assignment. You're going to be interviewing someone. It's your signature assignment. So you're going to want to go ahead and look at that and figure out who you're going to interview now. So you have that all set up and prepared to spend some time with them, whether it's in person, over the phone, on Zoom, but that you're able to interview them and meet the assignment requirements in time, by the deadline. So make sure you set that up, get that started right away in week 1. Also note that there are 2 assignments in the class towards the end of the class. One's due on Thursday and one's due on Wednesday. So make sure that you prepare for those due dates because they're a little bit different. Most of the time you have it on Sundays and the last week's Friday, but we have Wednesday and we have Thursday. So please make sure that you check those assignments as well. Make sure that you're on top of your APA 7 format. Remember that in APA 7 there are no running headings on student papers. Remember that any assignment you turn in, you always have a title page and a reference page, even if it's just like a graphic organizer. And then make sure that on your reference page that all links are live links. Professors or whoever's reading your work should be able to click on that and immediately check that citation. So there's more, of course, but those are the basics that I want you to remember for your APA 7. So we're going into this first week, and let me just pull up my screen here. 1 minute. Okay. So our learning outcomes for this week is differentiate between servant leadership and other leadership models utilized in organizations. And you are going to be reading your learning leadership chapters 1 through 3. You're going to be reading leadership styles and frameworks that you should know. And you're going to be reading servant leadership, the leadership theory of Robert Greenleaf. And then your assignment is going to be due for week 1, which is Protecting Human Research Participants, Ethical Research Assignment. It's worth 30 points, and it asks that all students complete the Protecting Human Research Participants Ethical Research Assignment in their introductory coursework. The materials for this assignment will provide students with the ethical guidelines for working with participants throughout their coursework, including classroom research projects, the capstone project, and leadership coursework. It is crucial students read all materials and consider the ethical research practices when working with individuals in your educational setting. Same goes when we do our doctoral research. We have to prove that our research is going to be ethical and that we are going to protect people when we do our research, our studies. So, if we're doing surveys with sensitive information, we have to make sure that we find ways to protect those that participate in it. And oftentimes people don't think about that. Like they're like, well, if they're just teachers, then it could be any teacher anywhere. True. But depending on what people put for demographics or what they put for age, or say you're a principal and there's only one principal at a school, then you're not so protecting the people involved, and sensitive information can be traced back to that person if they're like, offering you something privately. So it's imperative that we go over these things, that we learn these things, and that we prepare ourselves for doing ethical research and ethical work. Same with our students. If we're doing national board or something like that, we have to get permission slips. We have to get releases for their work to be submitted to national board. We have to get permission to videotape our students. We have to know that, we can't put minors up online, things like that. So this is really important information. So that's going to be your first assignment, and it is due Sunday, week 1, on or before 11:59 p.m. And I think that's about it. I don't want to overwhelm you right now, but just know that I am looking forward to being your instructor. Reach out at any time. A little bit about me. I'm a doctor of educational leadership. I did my doctoral work on perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause in educators. And I was looking at, is burnout really burnout? Or is menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause being misdiagnosed as burnout? And so when I did my work, I did a survey of 335 educators across the United States, and I found many interesting things. But I think the most interesting thing that was the symptoms of burnout are almost identical to the symptoms of people going through menopause. So that was my work, and I'm still working on it, still writing articles and working on it. But as you are thinking about what you're going to choose to do for your capstone research, I always suggest think of things that are personal to you, things that you want to know, things that have bothered you in school, or groups you feel that have not been represented, and maybe that's what you want to work on with your capstone work. And then consider how you can protect your participants as you do this human research. All right, be well. Bye bye.